Hey guys, and welcome back to Quick Quips with Steven Seagal. I am your host, Arnold HD, and this time, Steven Seagal is...
I was gonna go take care of Hannah. Come back here and get you.
Do you have any help? Because without it, you could be searching for years.
We don't have years.
I want the mine sealed, and I want Taggart buried inside it.
Tell your boss I'm coming to get him.
Steven Seagal turns up the heat.
You know, on second thought, I'll tell him.
Fire down below.
That one. Fire Down Below. Released... I know him being Fire Down Below doesn't make any sense, but that's how the intro goes, and I'm going to stick with it. Either way, this film was released in 1997. It is... just a plain old action movie. It is starring Steven Seagal, of course, because we wouldn't be reviewing it on this series if it wasn't. But since it's an older one, there's actual decent actors to lean on. We got Marg Helgenberger. I'm sorry if your name is not pronounced Marg. It just looks like it is. Chris Christopherson and Harry Dean Stanton. Good actors, right? Wonderful. We had good actors to lean on in this movie. However, with that being said, on a good movie, on like real movie standards, not great, right? Not great. But compared to the sewage water that I have been subjected to for the last year or two, this movie is like fucking a godsend. This shit is like the Godfather of Steven Seagal movies compared to that shit, right? I think this movie is just, like, it may not be that great when you look at it from, compared to other better movies, like other movies, but compared to everything else I've seen, it's like a gift from God, right? It's like I've finally given a break from all the sewage water, and it's like, it's an okay average movie, but I'll take average over terrible. I'll fucking take it. It's better than nothing. Right, I'll fucking take it. And I think, so essentially the premise of the movie is pretty basic, right? Steven Seagal goes to Appalachia, Kentucky, like, go to the Appalachian Mountains in Kentucky to, like, I guess, stop this, like, corrupt, CEO guy, to basically, like, investigate him dumping sewage into a cave that would, or like radioactive waste going into a cave. He would dump it there, and then it would go into the water supply, and it would poison a bunch of people. But of course, he's an evil, greedy CEO, and it saves the most money, so he doesn't care, right? And Steven's basically there to stop it, right? A pretty basic story. And then also there's a subplot with this beekeeper girl with an evil big brother and stuff. But like the main story is him trying to stop the evil CEO and his goons and his son from being evil and corrupt and poisoning the water supply. Not intentionally, but they just don't care. So it might as well be intentional. But I will say, at the very least, the villains do have a tiny little, like, personal connection with Steven. Because he has, at the beginning of the movie, we get, like, 5 seconds of him talking to a friend. He's like, you know, I really enjoy your company. You know, you're a really good friend to me. And then he dies immediately. Then he dies immediately after that scene. So they have a teensy little personal connection to Steven. Better than nothing, right? The villain has a little connection with Steven. Better than nothing. It's better than nothing. Of course, Steven is not great in this movie. That's like a guarantee at this point. However, as I said, we have good actors to lean on, and he at least is funny in this because, like, he just, I think mainly his just vibe. He always looks out of place wherever he is. Like, you could pick him out of a crowd, and that's not a good thing, mind you. He doesn't stand out in a good way. He just does not fit anywhere. And the fucking jackets. He had, like, an entire suitcase full of fucking jackets, like fancy jackets. He had like jackets with tassels on them. He had like this weird pattern jacket with like lined patterns on it. He had like a fucking like, not a clown jacket, but it had like stripes on it and shit. He looked like a fucking, what are those, like, barbershop singer guys? You know what I mean? It was like a weird, he had like all these weird ass leather jackets, and he's supposed to be like he's like a blue collar worker. He just comes in, he's a fix-it guy for the church. Obviously he's like a government agent, because of course he has to be like whatever. He's not ex-special forces in this, I don't think, I think that's a first. But he's still like a cop, like elite special cop, right? So he has to be elite in some fashion. However, he just doesn't look like just a fix-it guy for a church. He looks like if I saw this guy in Kentucky, I'm like, that guy's a Fed. Like, no wonder the town caught on pretty quickly. He was there for maybe like a week or two, and they're like, yeah, you're a government agent. We know you're a government agent. It's like, I wonder what gave it away. Maybe it was like the fucking 5 suitcases of clothes that he brought. I don't know. But it was just kind of entertaining with that. And there was also a bunch of like cheesy one-liners in here. There was a bunch of weird dialogue. I mean, standard course, right? But I do think that the movie was just entertaining because it was semi-competently made, right? It's not a pile of garbage, and it's not amazing. Doesn't have to be. I think it does what it's set out to do, right? It's set out to be just a dumb, fun, popcorn action movie, and I think it succeeds at that. Well, do I think there are better dumb, fun, popcorn action movies? Of course. But if you're a Steven Seagal fan, again, I don't understand you, but if you are, then this is not a bad choice. I think his older movies in general are usually more fun and enjoyable than his newer output. And I just think that this film is a testament to how, I think, like, what his newer movies try to be, and they just astronomically fail in every regard, right? And I think I don't even really know if there's too much to say about it. I mean, obviously, there's Chris Christopherson as, like, the evil bad guy CEO. He is just, like, super smug the whole time. Even at the end of the movie, when his plans are foiled and, like, he's been defeated, basically, he's gonna go to prison, he's still, like, a smug asshole, right? He doesn't really, I think that's maybe one thing I didn't like, is that even though he got defeated, he didn't seem to care all too much that, you know, he's gonna go to prison for the rest of his life. His son sold him out. I mean, granted, he didn't like his son very much, but I mean, you're going to prison, dude. Like, maybe show a little bit of care, right? I mean, your plans just got foiled, and you're just gonna be smug still? He's either really strong-willed, or he's just really stupid. Maybe a little bit of both. I don't know. It just felt a little weird. I always like it at the end when, like, the smug villain is, like, knocked down a peg, and, you know, they're, like, maybe not crying or anything, but they're just, like, defeated and they're humiliated and stuff. Like, they're an evil bad guy. Obviously, you want to see the evil bad guy get taken down, right? But it didn't feel like he got taken down because he was still super smug the whole time, which I guess kind of took away from the whole defeat thing. And then there was a whole side plot with Marg Helgenberger's character, where I don't remember if he was introduced earlier in the film or if he just kind of appeared at one point. I don't remember him being in the movie earlier, but there was a scene between her and Steven at her house, and then he just came in, and it's like, oh, she has a brother. Maybe they mentioned it earlier, but he wasn't in the movie, and then he came in, and he was, like, being really, like, aggressive and weird, and he kind of became, well, not kind of, he became a side villain of the story, and he was kind of more evil than the CEO. Maybe they were on equal levels of evil, because from what I could tell, they said that he molested her when she was a teenager, and he wasn't. And then their dad found out about that, and he didn't like that. So then he killed their dad and told her to take the fall because she's a minor, and they can't put her in jail because she's a minor, right? And it's like, they kind of touch on that, but it's like, that's pretty fucked up. And he doesn't even really get a satisfying death scene. He just kind of dies in a cave-in, right? Like, this dude who did very inappropriate things with his little sister, I kind of want to see him die a little more brutally. You know what I mean? I kind of want to see him get a bit more of a gruesome death scene, because he's a creep, he's a weirdo, and he's a terrible person, and he just kind of dies by rocks falling on him. And it's like, I don't need that. I want, like, Steven to break all his bones or something. I don't know, shower him with radioactive waste, you know, turn him into that one guy from RoboCop and have him get run over by a car and explode. It's not that kind of movie, but it should be. Would have been more fun that way. Either way, I'm going on a bit of a tangent here. I just think the film is decent for what it is, and I think, as I said, I would recommend it if you are a Steven fan. As I said, if you are not, I probably still wouldn't, in all honesty. I think there are better action, dumb fun action movies you can watch out there. Hell, I think there are just better, in general, action movies that you can watch, especially even from this time period. But I think, in general, it's an alright movie compared to the rest. And I think, I'll get to the ratings, and I think Steven Seagal rating would, like, on that scale, it would be like a 7.5. This shit is like a masterpiece compared to the other shit. I think real movie rating would be like 5. You know, it's average, it's whatever in that regard. And then I think ironic enjoyment, I think you can get decent amounts of ironic enjoyment from it. It is dumb and stupid in a good way in that sense. So I think it'd be like a 7 on the ironic enjoyment. So let's run that again. Let's speed run it. So Steven Seagal rating 7.5, real movie rating 5, and ironic enjoyment 7. And I think that's the highest rated Steven movie in a long time, and it's a 5. We're in the reality. All right, so I think I've said what I need to say. Thank you so much. Peace. So guys, hope you like this video. Share it with your friends. Subscribe. Turn those notifications on. Comment down below on how much you liked it. And I'm Marg HD, and this has been Quick Quips with Steven Seagal. You know, I was watching this movie, right? And he wasn't fat in this yet. He was like skinny Steven. And I've gotten so used to like fat Steven movies that it was weird seeing skinny Steven. And I still hate him. Mind you. I still hate looking at his face. I've watched so many of his fucking stupid ass movies, and I still can't bear to look at this son of a bitch. I hate him with deepest passion. But I'm gonna finish this series. I'm stubborn. Okay, I'm gonna do it, and then you'll see. I'll prove all of you wrong. Whatever that means. Do you not believe in me? You should believe in me, because I'm gonna do this. I'm probably not gonna finish this series for another 5 years, but we'll get there. We will get there, and you will believe in me. Actually, let's do that again. Hey guys! Shit. What is the intro again?